So, switching things up now from diet to the 5th annual Township Business Innovation Summit. It'll be taking place in Soweto. The event aims to bring skills development, networking, and market access opportunities to the previously excluded communities within townships and rural areas. Entrepreneurs Bulelani, Balabala, and Fezile Dhlamini are joining us in studio to chat more. Gentlemen, welcome to Weekend Dawn. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good.
Cool, good, brother.
Fezile, the scooter guy. We had him on an insert a few months ago.
Yeah.
So good to have you in studio, brother.
Finally.
Okay, now guys, tell me now. 5 years in the game, the 5th annual Township Business Innovation. What's this summit about?
So, the summit in itself is really just celebrating entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Advocating for new and alternative ways of doing business. But I think one of the biggest things for us, it's always been about bringing entrepreneurs together and, encouraging entrepreneurs to do it themselves. We're currently seeing the economic environment in the country. It's not really conducive to the support and even development of small businesses. So I've always been for entrepreneurs just really doing it for themselves. And you look at the range of some of the speakers and partners, that have come on board. It's just really crazy young entrepreneurs who come from different backgrounds who just decided to do it for themselves. So that really then for us becomes what the day is about. This is the largest gathering of township entrepreneurs. As we've seen, ceremonially, our ministers and governments have shunned upon engaging on anything proactive or even productive that has to do with the township. They'd rather be seen in Sandton, opulent places instead of really just digging in. And I think our view has always been, I've always viewed it as being, we would have been able to reach more people and impact more lives. But I think the mentality that says is do what you can with what you have. And that's what the Township Business Innovation Summit is all about, really.
All right, and now, Fezile, your role there, is the scooter business also going to be showcasing what you do at the summit in Soweto?
Yeah, so we're fortunate enough to have a stand at the event. And we'll also be showcasing one of our vehicles, and I'll also be one of the speakers at the event.
Okay, all right, cool. Now, this is in its 5th year running, right? Yeah. So how has it grown over the past few years?
But just to correct, he's not just a speaker, he's a partner.
He's a partner.
Because it's people like him that gamble on initiatives like T.
Okay.
That do this commercially, but decide, you know what, I'm going to pause my calendar, and we're actually going to come in and bring the impact to the actual people, to our own people. So I think it needs to be highlighted in that sense as well. But it's grown. 2015, I think from a numbers, and then I'll touch on impact. There were 149 people that showed up for that session. Last year, about 1,590.
Big numbers.
Yeah, so this year probably will do the same number because we want to then curate a better experience in and around the session. So I think for us, it's really always been about putting the entrepreneur at the center and then dealing with the clutter and everything else after.
Okay, so where is it happening exactly in Soweto, and what are the dates?
So 22, 23 November, Dhlamini Multipurpose Center, Soweto. And it's free. So if you're a young entrepreneur watching this, or aspiring entrepreneur, want to come out, want to engage with disruptive innovators, tech innovators like Fezile, come through on the day. Just RSVP. And I think for us, it's always been about curating a quality experience ekas.
There we go. I like the Kasi touch to it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you ensure learning beyond the summit, Fezile? So post the summit, you're going to continue inspiring people, right?
Yeah, for me, with an event like T, it's so important because we need to try and expose people to as much technology and disruptive business models as possible. We need to get into the people, like you said, you need to dig in. And there's certain people who are too afraid to dig in because they're trying to please a particular class. So this classes system needs to be broken, and this T is what lives above and beyond just from a day event. So that's how I see things.
All right. Before we let you go, just give me those dates again. 21, 22 November.
22, 23.
22, 23 November. Dhlamini, Soweto.
Dhlamini, join us for tea, meet disruptive entrepreneurs that the departments of transport should be putting at the forefront of celebrating, not celebrating Nissan. This is the brand they needed to put up.
Shots fired, shots fired. But listen, guys, you're doing amazing work. I wish we could have you on for longer and chat a little more about it. Maybe just drop your social media handles quickly just so that people could follow your journey and also just follow what will be happening at Tea as well. What are your social media handles?
At Join Us for Tea. I think people track that, they'll find all information there.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, guys. So the two-day festivities on the 22nd and 23rd of November 2019 sees the youth, small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs access information, connect with like-minded people, learn from industry leaders, pitch their businesses and access mentorship on the day at the Township Business Innovation Summit. A big thank you to Bulelani, Balabala and Fezile Dhlamini for joining us this morning.